Hello, Keith from Terra-x. In our previous videos we showed how to install and remove the spacer in the shock to lower the seat height by 32mm on a PDS equipped KTM. This will be our solution for the front end. We need to get the front as low as the rear to keep the bike as balanced as possible. We don't want any adverse handling effects from the rear squatting down further than the front. This system will raise the triple clamp by 22mm, and then you will slide the forks up another 10 to get the 32. This is the spacer that goes underneath the triple clamp. This is the extender for the centre of the triple clamp, the spigot between the two. These will be in another video. These are bottom mount spacers that will need to be installed in the forks. When you raise the clamps, the forks 32mm, you run the risk of bottoming the wheel on the top of the guard. You get about 15mm free play, generally clearance standard. So these spacers are 20mm. So they install between the cap and the hydraulic lock inside the forks. There's no need to get involved with the oil. You just need to open up the forks, remove the fork springs, install the spacers and put everything back together. We'll show that in another video. There's no need to drain the oil, and it doesn't take maybe 10 minutes a leg to install. If you don't bottom your suspension, you don't use all the travel, you can probably get away without installing these. It's only just a precaution to stop the wheel from hitting the guard. And these little brackets here move the speedo, digital speedo down, otherwise it'll be sticking up above your headlight mask. So I'm going to show the installation of this, show you how easy it is to get that reduction in height. Okay, here's the bike we're going to be working on today. What I like to do, very important, is to put a strap around the frame underneath the mudguard of the bottom triple clamp there, and tighten it up before you undo anything, because otherwise everything's going to fall. The bottom bearer is going to drop out at the bottom, because you've still got the front wheel in the way of the forks, because I'm going to do this with the minimum amount of dismantling. So I'm just going to take the top triple clamp off, leaving the forks and the speedo attached, and move the headlight mask and just roll everything forward to install the spacers. So you don't need to see that, so I'll do that and then I'll come back and show you the install the spacer parts. Okay, I've got everything apart. Now, if anyone's wondering about the strength of this extension piece, it's an aluminium outer with a high tensile joiner between the two pieces. There's no issue with this snapping if you drop your bike. It's not just a flimsy aluminium piece. I'd put the KTM head stem nut on the top just to be able to screw it in properly, and would normally put some blue Loctite on here. It's probably not necessary because it can't really go anywhere, but just out of safety's sake or overkill, I would probably put a little bit of blue Loctite. I'm not going to do it in this case because this probably won't be staying on this bike. So anyway, we're going to screw it in. Also, do recommend probably taking it apart more so than I have. You'll probably find it a lot easier. I'm just doing this to make it easier to do, quicker to make the video. So I'm just going to nip that up and take off the nut. Bolt, sorry. And there's the extender. Then we put our ring on. And we pretty much put it back together. Now I've got speed bleeders on here. Don't suggest you do this with speed bleeders on. Pretty easy to break. Now this does raise the bars up 22mm. I've tried raised bars and using this system, and I can't really feel the difference. In fact, when you're standing up, probably makes it a little bit more comfortable. But if you're thinking about the bar height that you're going to increase before you might install this, just try riding your bike along, and instead of grabbing the grip like that, just curl your fingers under and rest your hand on there. That's about the difference it's going to make. Very much doubt it's going to make a huge difference to the way you feel. Just like raising your bar, some people run bar risers, some people will just run an undermount steering damper or something like that. If you do run an undermount steering damper, you probably don't need this kit, this front kit, but it does mean that you'll have your forks up 32mm through the triple clamps, which can look a little bit strange. But anyway, what we're going to do now is just undo the bottom clamp. I'll do this in a second. Undo the bottom clamps, and we're just going to move these up so they're poking out 10mm above the triple clamps, and that will give you the 32mm. I'll do that, then I'll show you the finished installation. Just bear in mind that if you do like to run your forks a little bit higher anyway, just on one of the two little ring marks, just to tighten up the front steering a bit, you can still do that. There'll still be enough clearance here to probably get another 5 or 7mm, which is probably the second ring on the top of the forks, just to tighten your steering brake a little bit. So you can still do that, it doesn't affect it. Okay, I've got everything back together and tightened up. As you can see, the spacer in there. Just raise the bars up that 22mm. Now the only problem is that by moving the bars of triple clamp up, we've also moved the digital speedo up with it, and you'll see that, maybe you can't see, there you go. It's now poking up above the headlight mask. So we're going to install a couple of little spacers that come with the kit, just these little drop down spacers here. I'm going to stop the video and install those and just show you that the speedo will then just snug back down underneath the mask like it was in its standard position. Okay, finished installing the speedo relocation little brackets. As you can see, now nestled down nicely behind the headlight mask. So this bike's running the shock spacer in the rear, the front spacers for the triple clamp, and it is now 32mm lower at the seat with both ends balanced. Thanks for watching.